Okay, can you hear me, everyone? So listen, all of you, please turn on your cameras. Ashif Benny, what happened in the morning session? Where were you? Economics,
Sir, some net issues.
network issues. Okay, fine.
At beginning it was okay,
Hmm.
but
And you lost the connection. Okay, fine. So come back. Just distribution. So far we discussed about various methods to distribute justice. Okay, related with equality, maintaining equality. So governments are taking measures or steps to maintain justice in the society. We can say, sorry, equality in the society. We can say it is the right path to provide justice for everyone. Justice for everyone. And here we're discussing about distribution of justice. To achieve social justice in society, governments might have to do more than just ensure the laws and policies treat individuals in a fair manner. Okay, not only making rules and regulations and observing that whether all these things are running properly or not. Okay, more than that, number of other activities also are there. A government want to do basically. So social justice also concerns the just distribution of goods and services. Okay, the just distribution. Okay, the equal distribution of goods and services for everyone, whether it is between nations or between different groups and individuals within the society. So we know that resources are scarce. Resources are scarce, and almost all the resources have alternative uses. Alternative uses, right? Okay, no country in the world it is filled with almost all the resources. All the resources. So it is important to provide the resources to the other countries. Basically, they are facing a deficiency of the same. Clear? Maybe it is water, if it is petroleum products, if it is food grains or whatever it is. It is a responsibility of each and every government to maintain that equality. Okay, want to distribute this product almost equally between the countries. Between the countries. So that is going to be justice. Okay, not only between the countries, within the society also we are able to find different groups of people are there. They are facing lots of problems because of we are unable to access to some particular goods like water or food grains or no shelter for them or they are not receiving the adequate services that are necessary to lead a good life in the society. So it is a responsibility of the government to ensure those things. Okay, if there are serious economic or social inequalities in a society, it might become necessary to try and redistribute some of the important resources of the society. Sorry, to provide something like a level playing a field for citizens. Okay, so if any person or any individual or any social group is facing problem of receiving these products, goods and services. Okay, it is the responsibility of the government to provide that for everyone, provide these things for everyone. It is something like a level playing field for all citizens. Okay, a level playing field for all citizens, which means a playing field which is a leveled one. It can be used by everyone equally. Therefore, within a country, social justice would require not only that people be treated equally in terms of law. So, social justice is not only treating everyone in terms of laws. We know that rules and regulations are there basically to protect the justice, protect equality, and protect freedom. So, justice is not only treating everyone in terms of law and policies of the society, but also that they enjoy some basic equality of life conditions and opportunities. Okay, so everyone want to enjoy basic equality. Okay, that's related with the food, shelter, and clothing, resources, good water, everything coming under that. Okay, the basic conditions and opportunities. This is seen as necessary for each person to be able to pursue his or her objectives and express himself. Okay, in our country, for instance, the constitution abolished the practice of untouchability to promote social equality and ensure that people belong to the lower caste have access to temples, jobs, and basic necessities like water. Okay, so it is understood here, right? So not only so rules and regulations can make by the government, and they are able to observe that whether everyone is following that also. Okay, but every time the governments are unable to observe it, so they want to eradicate some evils from the society directly. They want to wipe away. So all Indian government is, we can say that up to an extent it is successful in that. Okay, giving opportunities or providing equality in the society, justice in the society. Okay, as per the constitution, abolish the practice of untouchability. The constitution abolished the practice of untouchability that existed in our society. For example, the constitution abolished the practice of untouchability Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, who's the host now?
It's me.
Yeah. Let's set it back. That opportunity to record the class. Assyria? Okay, I got it back. So listen carefully. Okay, we'll continue. Hope my voice is clear. Sorry for the inconvenience, everyone. So it's a due to technical error here. So come back to the textbook. Okay, so hope this slide is clear. Okay, here it is. Not only providing equality by law, at the same time, the government want to observe again whether any social inequalities are existing or not. Anything is existing, it is against justice or not. If it is so, it is the responsibility of the government to wipe away or eradicate such kind of issues from the society. Okay, basically we know that the lower class people, they faced a problem related with untouchability. Okay, they are unable to enter into the temple. There is no job for them. I mean, good jobs for them. There is no basic amenities like water facilities. Okay, so different state governments have also taken some measures to redistribute important resources like land in a more fair manner by instituting land reforms there. So the government of India, they made special provisions in the constitution and avoided or abolished the social evil called untouchability from the society, and everyone, the government and all the state governments, they give us special preferences to such kind of people. Basically, they providing land for the landless, home for the homeless people. Okay, so I guess tongue slip. Okay, to maintain what you can say a social justice in the society. Okay, clear. So that's it. Land for the landless and home for the homeless. So different state governments have also taken some measures to redistribute important resources like land in a more fair manner by instituting land reforms. So okay, so in number of state governments, there are a number of government policies are there to redistribute the land. So they are not allowing a single individual or individuals to hold large land holdings, larger land holdings. So they are taking such kind of land holding back. By the government is taking that kind of land holding back and distributing that equally among the poor landless people, and adding the basic necessity of land for them. So differences of opinion on matters such whether and how to distribute resources and ensure equal access to education and jobs arouse fierce passions in society and even sometimes provoke violence. Okay, so differences of opinion. So some people will support the activities of the government, and the same time some will oppose also. Okay, it will lead to some type of violences in the society. So related with the idea of the socialists and the liberals, we came to know that their ideas are extremely different, entirely different. Clear or not? Okay, so the people with the different ideas in the society, it will be there, right? So we know that each and every individual, they are coming from different socio-political and economic situations. So their ideas are different. Their attitudes are different. So it will lead to some type of problems. So we know that today, okay, our national capital is facing a problem. What is that, any idea? National capital is facing a trouble there. A huge problem is going on. What is that? The people, those who are reading the newspaper or at least who observe the newspaper once in 1 month, can say the answer. The problem in Delhi, what is that? No idea, Amal? What is that?
The farmers strike.
Yeah, the peasants protest, protest movement. So almost all these peasants, they are heading towards or moving toward the national capital to share their anxiety related with the farmers bill or the new agricultural bill. Okay, so farmers, they are facing a problem related with the new agricultural bill. Nothing but the farmers will lose the opportunities to create a kind of profit, and it is all against the will of the farmers, it seems there. So they are moving toward the or you can say the national capital to meet the prime minister, and the home minister. The peasants from the states like Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh. Okay, all these people are moving towards this national capital, and there's a trouble between the police, military, and the peasants there. Okay, so it's what we can say, a recent issue. What do we want to observe there? So that people are facing a lot of problems there. So the government is not ready to speak with them. Okay, what is your answer? Is that justice? Is that justice? So creating people to fighting or protesting against the government, is that good? Is that good? No. Okay, we can say that the government is giving a right to the people to speak about the government. That's fine. That's a function of, or it's a factor of transparent government, giving opportunity to everyone to speak against the government, right? That's good. And the same time, okay, the farmers are facing a lot of problem, but the government is not taking care about that. So that's why that led to a problem like this, what we are observing today. So today, you just read the newspaper. The first and foremost important activity a political science want to do is nothing but, what is that? Reading the newspaper. All right, clear or not? I know that lots of activities are there for you people. Anyway, just 10 to 15 minutes you have to spend for reading a newspaper or observing the news channel. Okay, watch the news channels and get some important news there. You don't want to sit all around throughout the day to watch the news there. Okay, that's not good. I can say it's not good. Okay, it is not suitable for you people. Okay, clear or not? You cannot do that. So at least the main news, the important news of the day, morning and half an hour, you just listen that. But your parents in the sense, maybe your fathers might keep news channels, right? Huh? Yes or no? Right, definitely. So that time just sit with your father and ask the doubt. Okay, then they are able to discuss with you. But they are observing all things every day. Okay, so they are able to give the accurate answers for you people. So we are studying political science. We want to know the pulse of the country, which means what is going on. This is not facts and figures. The things what we are learning is not fact and figures, right or not? We are playing with the minds of the people. We are playing with the situation of the country, right or not? So it is important to understand that. We want to know the pulse of the land, pulse of the people, and yourself you want to know where you are belong or which party you are playing in this society. Clear or not? Okay, you are an entrepreneur or you are a person from the deprived classes or a person from the suppressive group. Okay, like that. You want to understand that which part you are playing here. Okay, that was important. And you want to think what I am doing is correct or not, or what my society is doing correct or not. Okay, if it is not so, it is your responsibility to rectify such kind of error, So my humble request as a political science student, first of all, understand what is going on, the pulse of the country. We want to understand that. So today's politics is tomorrow's history. Today's politics is tomorrow's history. Clear or not? And today's history is yesterday's politics. Yesterday's politics. Clear? So this is interlinked. So I know that most of you people, your main aim is to pass the UPSC examinations, right or not? So this is the right time to start with. Okay. So if you are starting now, it is useful for you. That don't think that at that moment, the 24th hour, we will sit, we will learn, we will understand the things and we will write and pass the examinations. Impossible. Okay, impossible. But it is possible for some lucky people. They did it also. Okay, clear or not? Okay, but want to understand there is only one Mahatma Gandhi. There is only one Mark Zuckerberg. There is only one Bill Gates. There is only one Jack Ma. Everyone cannot do that. Clear? So you want to do the hard work. You want to start the activity today itself. Clear or not? Okay, the right time to start with. So we have only to remind ourselves about the anger and even violence which has sometimes been roused by proposals to reserve seats in education institutions or in government employment in our country. So number of times you observed that the last month also that the same thing happened. What is that? A new reservation policy by the government. Okay, 10% of reservation, 10% reservation for the people from OC. Okay, basically they are economically backward. Economically backward. Clear or not? Okay, so 10% special reservation for the people from the general category. Okay, they are considering as economically backward. Their annual income is very less. Okay, number of people basically from SC's category, ST category, OBC category, they agitated against that, agitated or protested against that. Now government is in a verge of rethinking. Clear or not? Government want to rethink that. Okay, and one another law last week it was declared that is 118A. Need about this 180A. What is that? What is that?
About the media and police.
It is the Police Act of 2020. 2020, they made a small change. What this law says that if anyone is criticizing the government or the ministers or even a private individual, it's a criminal offense. Criminal offense. Okay, can keep in jail for some particular years there. Okay, clear or not? Okay, example, you know that if you're opening the medias, I mean social medias, okay, like WhatsApp, Twitter or Facebook, okay, like that various social platforms are there, social medias are there. Today we know that it's called trolls or memes there. Okay, clear or not? So they are presenting a number of present situation through this kind of trolls. What is that? Trolls or memes. Trolls or memes, almost like a caricature. Okay, hard work is necessary behind that, right or not? Okay, why seeing that we will laugh or we will think about that? Okay, so such kind of things are banning, it seems. Is that good? In a democratic government, the right is there. What is that? The right to criticize, the right to expression is there. Okay, so what the government did, they took that back. Surrendered. Government surrendered. Clear or not? That's what we can use the term. The government surrendered. So it's a right of the individual, right of the individual. Clear? So I think that, okay, I'm happy. Most of you people know what is this 118A. Okay, good. So I will, okay, what I can say. Okay, happy to hear that. Anyway, as a student of political theory, however, we should be able to calmly examine the issues involved in the terms of our understanding of the principles of justice. Okay, so we are the students of social studies. We are unable to judge anyone. We are unable to judge anyone, and we are not going to do that. We are not biased. But we are biased, prejudiced. Biased and prejudiced. Those are two basic words we will use in political science. We should not be biased. You should not be prejudiced. What is that? Should not be one-sided. Example, I don't know anything about Mr. Ashish Beni. I don't know anything about Miss Elvina Joy. I don't know anything about Miss Aishwarya Sunil Kumar. And I don't know anything about Amal Raj. But I am saying that you people are good for nothing, not studying anything. Okay. Clear or not? I can say like that. I can say like that. Okay, but the problem is there. I am saying that without understanding who you are, clear or not? What is your abilities? What are your abilities? What are your skills? Okay, I don't know anything about that, and simply I am giving this kind of comments or statements means that is biased. That is biased, prejudiced. We should not do that. We should not do that. If you want to make a comment, okay, want to study about that, want to learn about that. Finally, we can make a comment. Clear or not? Simply speaking means that is considering as a bias or a prejudiced one. Or you are keeping rivalry with someone. Understanding or not? For example, in my case. Okay, so that's what a political science student want to do there. Want to study what is going on and want to act as per that. If it is justice, we want to support it. If it is not justice or injustice, we want to react against that. Okay, so can schemes to help the disadvantaged be justified in terms of theory of justice. In the next session, we will discuss the theory of just distribution put forward by the well-known political philosopher John Rawls. I got a line. John Rawls is a famous political philosopher. Rawls has argued that there could indeed be a rational justification for acknowledging the need to provide help to the least privileged members of a society. So John Rawls says, okay, there could indeed be a rational justification for acknowledging the need to provide help to the least privileged members of the society. We want to provide justice for unprivileged classes in the society, but before that, we want to understand on what ground we are going to justify that. Okay, whether that people is in need of that kind of treatment or not. We want to observe it, or else definitely it will create a trouble in the society. Definitely it will create a trouble in the society. Okay, because the government is providing some help for some group of people. What will happen? What will happen? So if you are going to the petrol pumps, okay, for example, I can say that petrol pumps. Okay, you reach the petrol pump and you are waiting for filling the petrol or pouring petrol in the tank. There, suddenly some other person came in front of you and they crossed you and got the petrol. Means what feeling will be there? What feeling will be there? Tell me. It's a queue, right or not? And the person, he breached it. Okay, he breached that. So what feeling will be there? Okay, if you are not reacting suddenly, in your mind, what are the things you will speak? Just imagine that condition. Okay, you will start speaking something, what we can say, unparliamentary, right? Sometimes might. Okay, so that's it. So someone giving special preferences, example, the government giving some special preferences to some particular people, others will observe that. Definitely they will observe that. Okay, so it is a responsibility of the government to justify that kind of preferences. Want to justify that. Then there is no problem, or else definitely trouble will be there in society. Yeah, okay, example, we can say that in a long queue, if a person come with this ability, okay, it is our responsibility to provide a fair chance to that particular person to pay the bill and move, right or not? Definitely. So we accept it. We'll accept it. That time, no one will raise the question that why that person is going and paying the bill. I'm standing this line for a long period of time. Okay, and what speciality with that? And then we can say that the speciality with him is differently abled. So justified. Clear or not? Like that government should do, or governments want to justify such kind of special treatment. So John Rawls' theory of justice. If people are asked to choose the kind of society in which they would like to live, they are likely to choose one in which the rules and organization or society allowed them privileged positions. Okay, so which kind of society or what kind of society you will choose to live, where you will get almost all the privileges. Almost all the privileges means you are free in the society, you are able to enjoy everything freely. Okay. Understanding or not? A free life, a good life, all the things are there. Okay, milk and honey is flowing in the rivers, right or not? Clear or not? Such kind of society you always choose. Clear or not? Understand? Or chocolates are coming from the sky, right? Such kind of society you will choose to live in. Okay, because we need such kind of privileges. We want to enjoy the life in its extreme point there, right? We cannot expect everyone to put aside their personal interest and think of the good of society, especially if they believe that their decisions is going to have an impact on the kind of life and opportunities their children will have to in the future. Indeed, we often expect parents to think of and support what is best for their children, but such perspective cannot form the basis of the theory of justice for a society. So how do we reach a decision that would be both fair and just? So each and every individual can take different decisions related with their kids there, right? Right or not? So basically, we know that in your life, so far, I can say so, almost all the decisions are taken by your parents, right? Everything. Okay. Your name, the first one. Okay. Someone will ask that, who kept this name for me? No idea about that. What an ugly name. Okay, what we can say, name, something like that, right? So the answer is his parents, right or not? That's the answer. So there is no choice for you people now, clear? So you cannot say that we are not enjoying freedom. Can you say like that? No, you are enjoying freedom. Everything is there with you, right or not? Okay, you can do almost all the things there. So you want to understand here, everyone want to lead a good life in the society and privileged position. We cannot expect everyone to put aside their personal interest and think of the good society. So each and every individual, he or she want to lead a good life. So we cannot say to a single individual, just to put aside your interest because it is not good for the society. Good for the society. We cannot say like that. Especially if they believe that their decision is going to have an impact on the kind of life or opportunities of their children. So number of people today, they are working hard. Number of parents, they are working hard. They are, what we can say, sacrificing number of their rights or their dreams because to create a good life for their kids. Clear, a number of parents are there. Okay, if you're asking your parent, they can say it like that. Thousands of stories they sacrificed for you people, right or not? Understand? Okay, they can say number of such kind of stories will be there with them. Okay, so they sacrificed. Okay, why they are sacrificing so? Okay, so have an impact on the kind of life and opportunities their children will have in the future. Indeed, we often expect parents to think of and support what is best for their children, but such perspective cannot form the basis of the theory of justice for a society. So the parents, they are doing something for their kids. Okay, it is different for different parents as per their ability and capability. That cannot match with the theory of justice for a society. We cannot do that, right or not? So the individual is okay for the entire society. It is not fine. Clear. So how do we reach a decision that would be both fair and just? And how can we understand what is just and what is fair for the entire society? Okay, just to read that next paragraph for 1 minute. Okay, just read it. This paragraph, second paragraph for 1 minute. I will. Sound is not good. Okay, fine. Come back. Okay, so John Rawls has tried to answer this question. He argues that the only way we can arrive the only way we can arrive at a fair and just rule is if we imagine ourselves to be in a situation in which we have to make decisions about how society should be organized, although we do not know which position we would ourselves occupy in society. That is, we do not know what kind of family we would be born in, whether we would be born into an upper caste or lower caste family, rich or poor, privileged or disadvantaged. Rawls argues that if we do not know in this sense who we will be and what option would be available to us in the future society, we will be likely to support a decision about the rules and organization of that future society, which would be fair for all the members. You got that idea? You got that idea? Okay, so nothing but simple it is, easy to understand. So remember, you are Christian because you born in a Christian family. Clear? Your father and mothers, they are Christians. You are a Hindu because you born for a Hindu parents. Okay, you are Muslim because you born for a Muslim parents. Okay, you are belong to OC, you are belong to OBC, or you belong to SC or ST, whatever it is, because of your parents, right? Right or not? Okay, so that's what the thing here. So remember, you don't know. Okay, just imagine a kid, he or she don't know, he or she is an orphan. You don't know his caste, don't know his religion. Clear or not? Understand? Clear or not? Okay, so which family is adopting him? That is religion, right? That is his caste, right? Or her. Okay, so as per that, he or she want to lead the future life there, right? That time, whatever the things that is planning by the government or by the society, he or she want to accept related with the family she or he is living, right? Yes or no? Of course. Okay, that's what we are following today. Clear? So, repeating, John Rawls had tried to answer this question. Okay, he argues that The only way we can arrive at a fair and just rule if we imagine ourselves to be in a situation in which we have to make decisions. Okay, so we are in a situation, we have to make decisions about how society should be organized. Okay, we want to take decisions about how the society should be organized to move forward. Although we do not know which position we would ourselves occupy in the society. We don't know our religion, we don't know our caste, we don't know our richness, we don't know we are rich or poor. No idea about that. But we want to take decision also. Okay, that is, we do not know what kind of family we would be born in. At the same time, we do not know which family you are belonging or what type of family we are born. It's a privileged family, unprivileged family, rich family, poor family. No idea about that. Whether we would be born into an upper caste or lower caste family. That also we don't know. Rich or poor, we don't know. Privileged or disadvantaged, we don't know. Okay. Then Rawls argues that if you do not know in this sense who we will be and what option would be available to us in the future society. Okay, so we don't know who we are and whatever the available options are there in the future society, we will be likely to support a decision about the rules and organization of the future society which would be fair for all the members. Okay, so if you don't know this kind of things, definitely we will support the statements or the decision that taken by the government which is good for everyone, right? We will not, that time we will not support the poor, we will not support the upper class, we will not support the Hindus, we will not support the Muslims, we will stand for everyone, because we don't know where we are staying, right or not? Okay. So problems in the society is because we know that where is we are standing, what is our position. Okay, clear or not? That's what the basic issue, that's what the basic trouble there. So as a student of political science, if you are thinking that I am a person, I know everything, but it is my responsibility to support everyone, if you are thinking so, the problem solved. So we can we can stand with the justice. Clear? Hope you are able to understand these things there. Elvina Jo is the half slept. Amal Raj able to understand